Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mr. Earlywine at Bourbon County Middle School, and I am coming to you today to discuss some math results. We just finished up our math testing right before spring break, and we got the results back. I'm able to run some reports now to see how we did, and we've been talking to the students about the some contests that we were having amongst the grade levels to determine which grade level met their growth and which grade levels had the highest projected proficient and distinguished. So I was able to run those reports now, and I'm very excited to share those results. And we will be sharing those with the students over the next couple of days and having some incentives, hopefully with some ice cream at lunch for the students and the grade levels that did well. So I'm going to kind of run you through some results here and let you take a look at some of the charts and see how things go. So let's take a look at them now. All right, so I'm going to show you some results here from our MAT test, and I'm going to start with a student growth summary report. And you can kind of see down here, we're going to start with math, and this is for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So the first thing you'll notice are some diamonds here and then some bars. And what that means is when we took our MAT test in the winter, which I've compared the growth here from winter to spring. We also take one in the fall, but I'm looking at just from winter to spring. And the diamonds here are what MAP says that they projected the growth would be. And then the bars actually reflect what our actual growth was. So the idea is that you want your bar to be higher than the diamonds. And as you can see here in math, our bar is higher than the diamond in every grade level. You can't really look at how high the bar is compared to other grade levels, because each grade level has its own level that they say you should grow. So you can't necessarily look at the bars and just say, well, the 7th grade did better than everyone else, because the projected growth for 7th compared to every other 7th grader in the nation could be a little different. But you can kind of look at it that way, but you kind of can't. So the most important thing is to kind of take each grade level alone and say, okay, the projected was 3 here for 6th grade, and they are at almost 4.5. The projected was 2.5, and they are almost at 5. And the projected for 8th was like right at 2, and they are over 3. So that's the good news for each of those grade levels. And if you kind of come up here and look at this right here, well, where my cursor is here, the School Conditional Growth Index. What that is this is comparing our school to other U.S. schools who take the MAP test. A number 0 in this right here would mean that you had typical growth. So 0 would be basically you grew exactly how MAP thought you should. Anything in the negative would be lower than typical growth, and anything in the positive would be higher than typical growth. So you can see here that each of our grade levels were higher than typical growth. 6th grade was at 1.81, 7th was at 3.31, and 8th was at 1.71 for math. And then you can see here as well, this shows you what percentage it would have our school fall as far as compared to other schools. And you can see here 97, 99, and 96, we outperformed as far as growth is concerned a large majority of schools across the nation. So that's very, very exciting as we head into K-Prep. Growth, we feel like growth is something that is a big indicator of how we're doing, because it kind of shows us where we're taking students from where they are and then pushing them forward. So that's a good thing right there. We're very, very happy to see that. The part over here, now this is taking students, all students in our school, and comparing them against all students in the nation that take the MAP test at each grade level. And as you can see, still pretty high, 59%, 72%, and 60%. So we are outperforming the average students across the nation as far as growth is concerned in math. You can kind of look at these RIT numbers. If you want to know more about that, you can go to the MAP website and it'll tell you the RIT. The students know their RIT. The students know if they grew, they knew what their goal was, and they can kind of tell you if they met it. So be talking to your students about that and see what they have to say about that, because it is they do know it, and they know whether or not they met it. So we're going to move down here to reading now, and you can see still the same with good news again. All of the bars show that we outperform what Matt thought we would grow, and we outgrew that in every area. So again, you go up here to the where they're comparing our school to other schools. Anything at 0 is typical growth. Anything above that is above typical growth. So we are above typical growth at every grade level. And then this will show you the percentage of schools that we outperform, so to speak, or where we fall in that percentile: 82, 98, and 82. And then over here, taking all students in our school versus all students in the nation. And again, we're above the 50th percentile in every one. So this shows you here, I should have said this before, what percentage of students met their growth projection. So you can see here in math, it was 57, 63, and 52 for reading. Go back up to math, it was 63, 79, and 63 for math. So we're very excited about those results, and we are hoping to use that information to determine our next steps for our students as we head into K-Prep. Now I'm going to show you the projected, proficient, and distinguished for each group. See if I can enlarge that a little bit. That makes it a little blurrier, but you can still see it a little bit better, so I'm going to leave it enlarged a little. But this shows you the projected proficiency and distinguished for this first one is for reading. And you can see that 40.9 are projected to be proficient and 16.4 are projected to be distinguished. And you can kind of break it down by grade level here, and it'll actually break it down per grade level to show you which grade level proficient and distinguished. It also gives us novice and apprentice, which is the yellow and the red. Obviously, we want to move those up. We really think that these apprentice students can get up to proficient, and we can get these students out of novice at least into the apprentice range. But this gives you an idea, again, as to the projected proficiency for reading. And you can kind of look down here, 40.9 proficient and 16.4 in the distinguished area. The next part is for the math, same concept here. A little bit lower in the math, which is not uncommon. We'd like to see this go up a little bit, but you can kind of see here 36 in proficient and 10 in distinguished. And then again, you can kind of break it down here by grade level, and it'll show you there kind of how that falls. So just want you to be aware of this and be talking to your students about it. And we will be giving out some incentives per grade level and for students who individually met their goals or projected to be proficient or distinguished. Very happy about the results, the early results here, and glad I could share them with you.